YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So today I wanted to go in a little bit more in depth about why you aren't losing fat as a nurse. These are going to be the main three reasons that I've seen, not only through my fitness journey, but also through all the nurses that I've coached. I've coached over 100 nurses that have been able to lose fat and keep it off. So just wanted to go through that and let's do it. So I can go a little bit more into depth here. That's why I'm doing it. Now, there's not going to be a lot of visuals. It's just going to be me talking. So bear with me. All right. So one of the main things is lack of preparation, especially with nutrition. Now, I know you guys hear this all the time and you think that, you know what, I want to get healthy. I want to get lean. I don't have to bring anything to work. I'll just make better choices. What ends up happening is the unit ends up door dashing. And it's like, you know what? It's quick. It's easy. I'll just do this once. And then tomorrow, I promise on my shift that I'll actually do better. But once you eat that food once, it's like, you know what? It becomes a habit. Then the next day, you're door dashing. Then the next day, you're going to the vending machine, right? So you have to make sure that you are bringing your own food and that you have a plan. You have to be very, very proactive. You can't be reactive, right? You can't just be reactive. Got to be proactive. So when you go into work, you got to know exactly what you're going to eat. If you don't have your food with you, you got to know what you'll snack on. If you don't have time to sit down, then you got to know what your worst case scenario snacks is, which for my clients is usually something very simple: edamame, berries, oranges, some kind of fruit, some kind of nuts, some kind of protein shake, protein bar, just to keep their blood sugar stable so they're not craving something super unhealthy once they do get home or once they're on their way home. Because I guarantee you, if you work a whole 12-hour shift, I've done it plenty of times. If you work a whole 12-hour shift, which really turns into 13 hours, and you do not eat anything, your blood sugar will be low. You will be craving something super unhealthy to bring your blood sugar up. And I've done it many times. I used to go to the gas station after work and get gummies, or after work, go to McDonald's, eat a bunch of food if I was working overnight. All right. That's what happens when you don't meal prep, right? And bad eating habits stem from lack of preparation. And once you get into that habit, I know a lot of us graduate nursing school and we're like, you know what? I'm going to start to eat super, super healthy once I get to the actual unit. The unit is unhealthier than nursing school is, guys. All right. Everyone's eating unhealthy. So if you eat healthy, you're going to be an outcast. So it's easier to eat unhealthy. And if you've already been eating unhealthy, now you're more likely to eat unhealthy again. Right. All right. Another thing is trying to make up for lost time by overdoing it in the gym. We have a flawed concept of just how much calories you actually burn in the gym. You don't burn as many calories in the gym as you think you do. The gym is more so for building muscle, but you will not lose fat if your nutrition isn't on point, if you aren't meal prepping, right? If you aren't eating the right foods, if you're not in a calorie deficit, you won't even be losing weight, right? So you don't need to go in the gym 7 days a week, 2 hours a day, 1 hour on the treadmill, 1 hour of working out, just because you feel like you gain so much weight from eating unhealthy. You need to have a sustainable workout plan, which means working out majority on your off days. And yes, 2 to 3 days a week, you can lose fat working out 2 to 3 days a week as long as your nutrition is on point. To work 80 plus hours, I know that's crazy, but they work 80 plus hours. So guess what? I can't give them 7 days a week in the gym. I can't give them 5 days a week in the gym. So I give them 2 to 3, and they make significant progress because their nutrition is on point and they're prioritizing everything else as well, right? Scheduling your workouts on your off days is also going to be a lifesaver. After a long shift, nobody wants to go to the gym every single time, right? Eventually, once you build up the habit, it'll be easier to. But after a super long shift, you're tired, you're stressed, right? You just want to get some food in you, get some rest so you can attack the next day. All right. So it's going to be easier for you to put most of your workouts on your off days. All right. And one more thing, stop chasing instant gratification. I used to do this. A lot of my clients initially did this because a lot of times it's like, wow, you haven't really paid attention to it, but it took you 2 years to gain the weight and you want to lose that same weight you gained in 2 years. You want to lose it in 2 weeks. And that's just not realistic, right? Just like it takes time to gain weight, it takes time to lose the fat. All right. You didn't gain it overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. You can't get to your goal without the process. It just doesn't exist. And if you do get to your goal without the process, like you get a BBL or you get liposuction or something like that, you've never become the person who can maintain those results. So you end up gaining it back. I've seen a lot of people with BBLs gain a lot of the fat back, and then they ask me like, oh my God, how do I proportion out my body better? Or people who've gotten liposuction who gain all the fat back, and they're like, I can't keep the fat off because they never became the person, and that's what the process is for. Okay. Remember this quote, guys. The person who loves running will run further than the person that loves the end destination, right? A lot of people are fixated on the end result, but they don't want to do anything in the middle, anything that the process includes to actually get there. And if you don't want to do any of the things that you need to do to get there, change your habits, then you'll never become the person that you need to become to actually get to that goal and maintain that goal. Okay, so make sure that you focus on the small habits and you take it day by day and you be patient with your journey. All right. So, like I said, losing fat as a nurse isn't easy, but it's possible. Preparation is key, guys, especially with meal planning and bringing worst case scenario snacks. You don't have to be in the gym an hour a day daily. You can do 2 to 3 days a week. I know that sounds like nothing, but that is a lot, especially if you do it the entire year. Focus on habitual changes, delay gratification, and be consistent. Hope this helps.